So you brought up Wemby. Wemby, Giannis, and a bunch of other guys around the NBA right now are dealing with injuries. They're going to be out a few weeks. A lot of calf
People are
strains.
worried about the injury.
And now they just Shams just reported that the NBA is going to look into how to injury prevention. I don't know why that hasn't already been happening. Is your answer short, like less games, no back to backs? Is that because that's also less money?
I had a theory, but guys like Giannis being hurt and Luka being hurt in and out, he's back now. But Wemby, it contradicts my beliefs. I had a theory that a lot of our guys get hurt because they don't play enough in the summer. Most guys are doing individual training. That's kind of the day and age of basketball. Everybody has a trainer. Everybody rents a house in LA or Miami or New York or wherever you want to go, and you have your trainer you work with every day and your weightlifting trainer who's different, and you do your workouts and then you go hang out. That's like the way of an NBA player. Those guys overseas are with their national team. They're playing all summer. So when they come into camp, they're in playing shape and they are used to their body playing and sliding their feet and all those muscles activating because they've been doing it all summer for the national team. That was my theory. It's being debunked right now because Giannis is hurt, who plays all summer, and Wemby's hurt, who plays all summer, and Luka's been in and out, who plays all summer. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. The only thing it could be, it's not like we don't have trainers doing their part, guys. So the only answer to this would be less games. But if you do less games, then it's less money. You don't get to work less and still make your contracts. It's not how it works, guys.
Right. Like if you sign a huge TV deal and you're like, all right, now we're going to play 70 games, they're going to be
They're
like,
well, wait. We agreed on this. So now are you giving money back?
Yeah.
Or you got to pay these guys? What are we talking about here? So that way of thinking is just, I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
Or they could maybe make the season longer. That way they can put more days in between each game.
Well, also,
that could happen
people
too.
are saying, why are there more injuries? Why are there more injuries? We've covered this on the pod before. Look at the way players are moving now versus in the 80s or 90s. And this is no disrespect to the 80s and 90s. I'm not doing that.
No, but there's
I'm
a
just being
truth to
honest.
that.
The
There's a
way
truth
people
to
are
that.
jumping and landing, what Giannis is doing, it's different on the body playing 82.
Absolutely.
Versus,
listen, you can't argue with anybody that the way guys' body movements are now compared to what they were. Just the in and out, the way your knees and ankles are bending, stopping on a dime, Euro stepping, all that pressure is being on one foot, double cross, just any move that you see now is different from the spin moves back in the day when they would just be like, you know what I mean? Like it's just the evolution of the game. So with that, we continue to push our body to new extremities. Now, you guys were more physical back then, but you guys were more physical also because you could get your hands on people because the way guys were moving and crossing.
right.
There wasn't a guy coming down like shifty like that. You can't even get these guys couldn't get their hand on them if they tried. If you went to go put your hand on him, he'd hit you with something and be like, what are you can't be that physical in today's game because guys are too elusive. So with the evolution of the game, with us pushing ourselves, these new moves, these new body movements, how fast the game is nowadays, we're pushing our bodies to a different extremity than what they did in the 2000s and 90s. Now, they are more physical in ways, but in today's day, we're talking about a lot of these are non-contact injuries. You got guys going to step and just tearing something.
There's a theory online, and I don't think we've ever covered this before, but it's the change of pace. Because players back in the day would just go one way, right?
Yes,
Even like Russ that's had really good injury luck. He kind of has one speed too, right? Like a lot of those guys just went one way. It's the slow down, acceleration, like it's change of pace is what's working.
There were so few players that had that in the 90s and 2000s. Like Mark Price would come down and shifty and hit you with some people like, whoa.
Yeah, like Rod Strickland would slow down on a fast break.
Like,
That's great.
Rod Strickland. These were guys, even like Kevin Johnson with the Suns would come down and like kind of burst into something like a lot of these guys didn't have that. The few that did, you could see it. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit it with the double cross, and people were like, yo.
Steve Smith hit you with a Smitty where he
the
baseline. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now we have players with all these moves in one. Every guy can do all of them. So with like I said, with the boundaries of our body movements being pushed, with the evolution of the game is going to come the higher risk of somebody tweaking or tearing or spraining or straining something. That's just what's coming with the game. So I don't know if there's anything you could really do. People are like, what's going on with the Achilles? Why is this happening so much? Look how guys are moving.
Right.
It's just what it is.
Going full speed and then slowing down at the drop of a dime like that I'd imagine would be crazy on the ligaments.
And that's why it's like you saw at some point in the past, there was like a heighten in ACL tears. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens. It's part of the game, unfortunately. But with the evolution and the push of our medical improving. We've seen guys recover a lot faster. Now you're seeing guys tear their Achilles and they're starting to come back a little bit quicker. People are like, what's going on? He's not human. No, bro, our medicine is advancing. We're starting to be more familiar with an injury that's happening a lot more, how many times, it's so frequent now. Unfortunately, guy tears Achilles. How many stars have we had tear their Achilles? So now our medicine, our trainers, our doctors are performing better surgeries. The recovery process is getting more advanced and better because it's happening. We're able to learn from our mistakes, unfortunately. Some of these guys who tore their Achilles, their careers didn't work out. They had to happen for people to see to get better for these guys who are happening now.
Absolutely. And in the 1990s, 80s, whatever, if you tore your ACL,
it was over.
My brother was a tennis player. In 1998, tore his ACL. Our family looked at it like that was it.
It's it.
Jalen Johnson tore his ACL last year. He came back stronger.
Yeah.
That's quicker and stronger. So hopefully the Achilles could become.
You're seeing it already.
Yeah. Jason Tatum's dunking.
Damian Lillard's doing full workouts.
Yeah.
That would never happen 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's only happened because we continue to be able to learn and figure out ways to heal this process due to the frequency of the injury. It's the evolution of medicine. So it's just going to have to be a part of the game, guys. The way guys are playing now, the speed at which guys are playing, you're going to see, unfortunately, a lot of these little muscle tears. With that, though, hopefully our medicine is improving at the same rate and we can continue to manage these things. Otherwise, we're talking about extremities. Paying less, different, less games, longer seasons, maybe spacing days. It's a lot there.
So let me ask you then, as a non-player to player, you're the only one I could describe it, right? What's it like when you're on the second half of a back-to-back? Is your body that much more? It's completely different night and day.
It's the travel. And people underestimate the physicality in an NBA game. They think just because we're not in the NFL, there's no physicality. Man, we're bumping and cutting and touching each other at full speed during an NBA game. So no, I'm not getting tackled to grass, but I'm playing on hardwood, bro. So all those falls, man, that stuff you don't feel in the moment because of the adrenaline's there. There's also a soreness to your body from your body just playing with a certain adrenaline. It would be like if you've ever gotten in a fight, when you're like adrenaline is there, like you could be wrestling or something, you don't feel it because it's up. 4 hours later, you'll feel your body just sore or your muscles tense just from them being up like that. We have to perform every other night. So when your adrenaline is up and you're running and you're pushing and there's that crowd and the pressure, all these different things, people don't understand. Like 4 hours later, when you're on a plane, bro, sitting in an up front position and you're not comfortable because you're flying to Portland or you're flying, especially on the East Coast when it's freezing outside. Bro, that soreness is real. 50 games into the season and then you got to play that next night and do it again. People underestimate that type of toll on your body. And we run and jump. Our knees and our joints are not, the human body is not made to cut and move and run like that, man. All right. We're pushing the extremities of that on hardwood with no pads. So there's a different level of soreness there that we have. Again, football and them, they have their own thing. They have their own stuff that they push that we aren't familiar with, but we have our own stuff. So people just like think, oh, these guys are just, they don't play as much these days.
Well, you hear like, I think it was like Charles Barkley or something, they're like, they fly private and they stay at the nice hotels.
Bro, I hear you, Charles,
but like, not that
Charles,
bad.
it's just different, man. All right. Like these guys are making $40 million. You should play. It's like,
that's not a bad impression, by the way. That's pretty, you've been working on that. That was solid.
And I agree with what he's saying. There are some guys who are soft. There are players, but in totality, the bulk of guys, yeah. It's tough. I think it's underestimated.
Sidebar, you mentioned the adrenaline during a game, obviously the crowd, everything, the stimulation. Is it like impossible afterwards to fall asleep at night? Like
no, I'd be out. I used to be out.
Oh, really?
I used to struggle watching film. There's some guys who like they open the laptop right away, watch their edits. I'm like, man, on a back-to-back, I was just trying to get as much rest as possible. Back-to-backs are also great when you play bad. When you play bad the night before and you don't have to wait 2 days to play again, you're like, yes, I can redeem myself tomorrow.
Yeah.
So sometimes you want a back-to-back.
What if you play bad right before the last game before All-Star break, and then you have a week to think about it?
It's the worst. You know what's crazy? I used to always try to play my best basketball before All-Star break, and sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. But I try to do a focus on that.
I always thought the games before All-Star break were the least hard, like the hardest. I mean, to predict, because some guys probably are thinking Cabo. Wherever they're going, they're woofing out the door, making like arrangements.
It's the worst game. I always tell people, you want to watch bad basketball? Look at the NBA's game night the night before they're off for All-Star break and see how good these guys are playing.
They have the planes outside.
All these players have a plane. I would love to see the Clearport. I would love to see the Clearport the night of the games the day before All-Star break. There's about 15 planes set up for guys to go wherever they're going. It's summer tropical. It's Cabo, Bahamas, St. Lucia, whatever it is.
I've been the lucky end of a couple of those trips. I tell you.
People are like, where are you going? It's a discussion before the game. Hey, so where you flying out after? Yeah, man, I'm going down to me and wifey going down.
Also, a lot of the times their friends are in that city.
Oh, they're waiting.
Because they're flying out. Their friends are on together.
They're at the game already.
Can we hurry the second half up?
So you'll see it too. The games will be. You'll see guys just checked out.
That's
and then there's some guys who use it as an opportunity. Like, I'm gonna go get 30 tonight.
Right.
They're not around. It's the same thing. The first game after All-Star break, guys are hungover and not in shape. I used to work so hard during All-Star break because I used to be like, man, that first game, those first 2 games, I'm gonna crush, and I did.
Well, did you just go to Orlando?
I'd come in here and I'd train all summer. So I mean, all All-Star break, and then that first game back. Bro, I'd have like 27. It happened.
Because you're the only one that.
Everybody else is like, you're doing too much.